Hey everyone, it's me, and just wanting to check in here early in the week. We're in the middle of Unit 4, and I wanted to give you a little bit of feedback on your projects, talk to you about some things related to Unit 4, and give you some encouragement about listening assignments, which I know those are tough. So first of all, in this unit on jazz music, you get to the end of the week, you may feel like there was just a ton of eclectic music. I think that would be normal. Jazz music and jazz-influenced music has really a wide reach. So there'll be a whole bunch of stuff that we will have listened to. And there is, in the area of jazz music, lots of genre blending. So you'll hear funk mixed with jazz, rock and roll, sometimes soul music, hip-hop, gospel, all kinds of things that are kind of integrated and fused with jazz. And really that's kind of the point of what I'm wanting you to take a look at, is how wide a reach jazz music has, and it's not just a narrow, super narrow kind of focus. One of the things I think you can really do in this unit is save yourself some time by not listening to 100% of the YouTube content of all the examples that I have here. If you can't tell, I love jazz music, and I'm very excited about presenting this music to the students in my class. But even if you were in my live class, we wouldn't listen to 100% of the content. We would get a preview of a minute or two of each example. We'd talk about it, and then we would move on. And you can do the same thing here too, especially on the reflection assignments where you need to choose an artist that you're excited about. I would say dip in, listen to 30 seconds of an artist, kind of see what your first impressions are, go through all of them that way, and then go back and listen deeply to the artist that you want to choose for the one that you're most excited about. That would be a great way to save some time. Also, sometimes videos are here just to show you a point. And if you were in my live class, we would listen to a minute, maybe two, talk about it for 30 seconds to a minute, and then to make the point and then move on. I know that's tougher in an online class, but really the materials were designed for online, so you can certainly do that too. Save yourself some time by just kind of dipping in quickly, getting the information, and then moving on. Next thing, listening assignments. I know these are tough, and if you were in my live class, we would do a few of them together, and we'd talk through it. And I don't give away answers, but I certainly give some strong hints in some areas. And these are hard for me to write, these questions too. It's really easy to write questions that are too tough. I'm trying to avoid that. I'm also trying to avoid questions that are simply too easy and try to find that sweet spot in the middle, and that's really hard. And the thing that I'm doing for you guys, I'm not sure how you see this on your end, but I'm adding points where I can. And in the end, if I need to drop one of these, drop a low score, I can do that. But I just want to promise you that I'm paying attention to the scores, and I'm awarding points where I can, and I know that they're tricky. So read the items carefully, take your time, listen to each item if you're confused on it several times, which I would imagine that you're already doing that. And be careful about the language. It's the language and the prompts that may trip you up. And so try to turn items into a true or false kind of statement. Right away, get rid of any items in the possible selection of answers that just are totally ridiculous. I'm asking you what kind of instruments this playing. You clearly hear a woodwind instrument, but one of the choices is a brass instrument. Get rid of that one. So just, again, hang in there. I'm adding points where I can. I may drop a score. And the good news, you're almost done. That's cool. Okay, project feedback. So I thought the projects were really great. You guys did a really good job of following the directions, finding some really interesting artists. I am always thrilled when you've come up with artists that I've never heard of before. And that was the case with several of you. And I thought the comments were good, back and forth. And there was just lots of good information shared back and forth between you and the members in your group. So some things to think about as you prepare your jazz project for the end of this week. So think about if you were going to do this presentation live. So you would say, here's my artist. Here's why they're important. Here's how I found this person. And here's what they've done in the music world, here's a little bit about their style, here's why they're well known, or how they became famous, or why they're exciting to me, and why I chose them in the first place. And then that would be the intro to your project. But the bulk of your project, the part that we would focus on in class if you were giving this presentation out loud to us in a live setting, is you would talk about their music. And you would play us some samples of that music. So I realized when you put this in a Google slide or PowerPoint presentation, you're going to have a link that's 15 minutes, maybe longer. But you want to make sure that you have some bullet pointed comments about, hey, check in at minute 3 and listen to this part. And this is why I thought this part was really great. And think about yourself as a teacher teaching your audience, which is going to be the students in your group and me too. And focus in as specifically as you can on the music. And I think the strongest presentations do that. And some of the presentations in our class did that quite well. Some were getting close to that, but not, they had some general comments, but not real specific. And some other times there's hardly any comments at all about that. And there's just a link to a YouTube video that's 20 minutes long. And it's left up to the audience to figure out what part they want to listen to and why this is important. And now that you've been on the audience side of this too, you realize that you're not going to listen to that much content. You're going to kind of check in and scrub around. And so scrub around on the video and just find the parts that are interesting to you. So as a presenter, choose the portions that you really want us to check out and mention those and say why you want us to look at those portions. And that's always really, really helpful. For those of you who have already gone in and done all of the peer comments in your group, I have finished your rubric and sent that off to you via email. There are a few others I'm waiting to see if you're going to respond to all the members of your group, and so I'm going to give you till, this is Wednesday, give you till the end of the day today, and I'll send those Thursday morning. And I think that is about it. So best of luck with your content in Unit 4. Enjoy the projects that are there. This is the last big week. It's the next week, the last week of our class is shorter and not as much content to get through. So hang in there, everybody. And I am enjoying seeing your assignments and reading your comments and your reflection assignments and your wrap-up essays and certainly your projects. So see you next time.